Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Barely Balanced. This is Vanshika.
This is Shruti.
And today we have with us a very special guest, Parth. Parth is the founder of NexZ Media, a dynamic agency that helps individuals and brands harness the power of social media to grow and thrive. Parth's academic roots trace back to Dayal Singh College, Delhi University, where he served as the president of the E-Cell. During his undergrad, he also co-founded Tapsules, an innovative online learning platform that aimed to make education more accessible and engaging.
He also founded YuvaYunion, a youth community dedicated to creating a platform for young minds to connect, collaborate, and make a difference. In today's conversation, we are going to explore how someone can build a marketing strategy from scratch, the challenges and opportunities it presents, and how Path has built NexZ Media into the success it is today. So, hi, Path. Would you like to say something before we go ahead with the podcast?
Yeah, thank you so much for that beautiful intro. And I'm definitely looking forward to answer all the questions that uh, you have written it for me and looking forward to it.
So, okay, starting with your past, your journey, how was your college life at DU?
Okay, so my college life was actually very fun. मैंने काफी मजे किए हैं and it wasn't like a basic college life going to college studying वापस आना बिल्कुल ऐसा नहीं था. Actually मैं classes जाना तो मैंने छोड़ ही दिया था after first year. So it was mostly fun. I used to explore a lot. I met a lot of people and I have tried a lot of things. So that's what I believe that it was fun. ये भी नहीं कि मैं सिर्फ क्लबिंग जा रहा हूँ कैफेज जा रहा हूँ पैसे उड़ा रहा हूँ. It was nothing like that. Yeah, I was having fun. I was going to cafes but by my own money because I was doing other things. I was trying out different businesses and freelancing in the social media itself. I have done freelancing a lot in my college life एंड साथ में मज़े भी किए हैं. सो इन टोटल इट वाज फन एंड शॉर्ट में बोलूँ तो सोशलाइज किया है, अपना नेटवर्क बनाया है एंड अपने स्किल्स पे फोकस किया है मैंने इन द लास्ट 3 इयर्स. बस पढ़ाई कम की.
Do you think what you learned at DU actually helped you in real life?
आई डोंट थिंक मैंने बहुत कुछ पढ़ा भी है एज सच अकेडमिकली एज वेल. व्हेन एग्जाम्स यूज टू कम तो हम एग्जाम्स के 15 दिन पहले ऐसे बैठ के सारा सिलेबस रट के जाते थे. तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि हम क्लासरूम में रहकर बहुत ज़्यादा मैंने पढ़ा है. बट वट आई वुड से दैट डी यू प्रोवाइडेड मी विद द कल्चर where I could meet a lot of people, I could organize a lot of things. As you have already mentioned, I was the president of ECEL, that is the Entrepreneurship Society. तो वहाँ रह के I invited a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of guests, and even organized events like Inception, where basically it was a Shark Tank based on college startups. So real investors were there who were willing to invest up to crore rupees for different startups. So that is also one of the achievements which I've done in my college. So even though classroom learning was very less, but I believe the culture, the freedom that DU gave me, a lot of universities do not provide with the same culture and exposure.
दिस फील सो रिलेटेबल लाइक हम भी एक दो दिन पहले ही पढ़ते हैं एग्जाम से. अभी तक मैंने अपने सेकंड सेमेस्टर की बुक्स भी नहीं लिया है. माय सेकंड सेमेस्टर स्टार्टेड अराउंड 27 जनवरी.
राइट. मैं तो बुक्स लेता ही नहीं था. इफ यू नो योर ड्यू स्टूडेंट तो यू नो शिवदास इज अ थिंग. तो वी यूज्ड टू बाय दैट एंड बस that was the only books that we bought.
So how did you decide to drop the conventional 9 to 5 and build something of your own?
यार देखो, आई वॉज ऑलवेज doing experimenting guy. I have worked on few other startups as well in my past, छोटे छोटे businesses भी किए. तो मेरा एक माइंड था कि मुझे 9 to 5 में नहीं जाना. बट ड्यू टू सम circumstances I actually joined a startup where I was working as a social media head there. So I did work, but then I believe it was all destiny. कुछ कुछ ऐसे चीज़ें हुए कि मुझे छोड़ना ही पड़ा. ठीक है, इनिशियली इट वाज लाइक अ हाइब्रिड सेटअप बट देन दे कॉल्ड मी टू वर्क फुल टाइम देयर. तो आई wasn't ready for full time. That was one red flag. Secondly, I got clients through LinkedIn on its own. Like I was not pitching anyone. Few people asked me because of some misunderstandings, and that's how I landed up a client for which I'm really grateful. So I saw it as a god science, and I saw कि भाई client मिल गया है, let's drop this, let's do what you always wanted to do.
So, reflecting on your past, you were also the ex-CEO of Tapsules. So, what was that about?
Yeah, so Tapsules I started when I was back in class 12th itself, and it started as a YouTube channel for different hobbies, later turned into an online hobby learning classes. So there we used to teach dance, music, and some other activities as well. And it was going well till COVID, but after that, I believe people didn't want to do hobbies or learn hobbies online. So then it didn't go well in the long run, so we had to shut it down. So that was Tapsules about an online hobby learning classes.
Since you are the founder of a marketing agency, so what are the skills or qualities that a person should possess to start a marketing agency of his own?
You obviously need to have bit of experience in marketing. तुमने freelancing किया है कुछ किया, you should know what is marketing all about, how to persuade people. That is one thing you should know. And starting an agency requires entrepreneurship. So if you have the right entrepreneurship skills, if you can manage a team, so that's what I believe these are the main things you need in order to run a marketing agency. तुम skills वगैरह तुम marketing फिर भी side में रख सकते हो, because you can hire those people. You can hire people who knows marketing and make them do the work. But what I believe that having an entrepreneurial mindset, having the right skills needed to learn, needed to lead a startup is very, very important in order to start an agency or any startup in that case.
Why is starting a marketing agency the new hot thing in the market? Because we can literally see every other person doing a marketing agency. So, why is that so?
It's a hard thing because people think that it is easy to do. Reels ही तो बनाने हैं, social media ही तो manage करना है, कर लेंगे. So a lot of people started, but let me tell you, a lot of people give up in the first year itself. मतलब वो करते हैं फिर they lack some skills, they lack consistency, they lack seriousness, they lack a lot of things, and that ends up in the end of their particular agency. So a lot of them start it, that is right, that is something hot or common these days, but a lot of them are unable to scale it up, or they are unable to uh, run it for a long time.
All right, so let's say I am currently 19 years old and I want to start a marketing agency. So, can you give me a step by step guide as to how I can start and build something?
So just start it. ठीक है, a lot of people, a lot of students do not start it. That's where I believe they go wrong. कि हम ग्रेजुएशन के बाद करेंगे, हम सेकेंड ईयर में करेंगे, हम थर्ड ईयर में करेंगे. तो अगर तुम्हारा वो माइंडसेट रहेगा तो तुम शायद कभी स्टार्ट ना कर पाओ. तो आई वुड से जस्ट स्टार्ट इट. स्टार्टिंग में फ्री क्लाइंट के साथ काम करो यार. यू गेट अ क्लाइंट कि आई वांट टू बिल्ड योर सोशल मीडिया प्रेजेंस, आई डू इट फॉर फ्री, you'll have to just pay for the ads and everything, and they would be willing to give you that. To start with a free client or start with freelancing or something, but start करो. जैसे ही स्टार्ट करोगे things will start falling on place, and you'll know what to do next. We are fortunate enough that हमारे पास सभी चीज़ों का एक्सेस है थ्रू इंटरनेट. तुम्हें कुछ भी नया सीखना होगा, कुछ भी बात करना होगा, you guys are pretty active on LinkedIn. You can anytime contact any of the agency owners, and even though not all, but if you contact 10, 1 out of 10 people would be ready to help you out, because you guys are young in this field. So that's how you do it. Just start.
Also, I have one more question that now let's say I've started and I've done with the free clients, like we have worked with 5 to 6 free clients. We have built, we have a lot of testimonials as well. Now, how do I decide the pricing for the first paid client?
All right. So if you have already done 3 to 5 clients, then you already have a portfolio. ठीक है, तो तुम उनसे थोड़ा like normally when I started it, I didn't have a big portfolio as such. I did freelancing work, but I didn't have a big portfolio. So I started around 10K. ठीक है, 10K में विल डू द कंटेंट राइटिंग, विल डू द एडिटिंग एंड एवरीथिंग, विच इज वेरी लेस एक्चुअली. बट if you have a certain portfolio ready, so you can start easily with 20 to 30K, and धीरे धीरे you can easily scale it up to 50K. 50 to 60K, I believe it is a common rate in the industry. उससे ज़्यादा if you have like if it's really good then people even take lakhs for it. But I'll be very honest, मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलूँगा बहुत पैसा है या कुछ. बट हाँ, इनिशियली तुम्हें हो सकता है 10-20 हज़ार में काम करना पड़ेगा. धीरे धीरे ही तुम बढ़ा सकते हो, फिर 30-50-60 तक ले जाते हो. 60 के ऊपर ले जाने के लिए हैव टू गिव देम समथिंग विच अदर्स आर नॉट प्रोवाइडिंग.
I feel 10K is very less because I have worked in a marketing agency. So I know 10K is something they offer to their interns. 10K तो stipend ही मिल जाती है वहाँ पे. So working for someone at 10K is really less. But हाँ, initially करना पड़ता है to build the portfolio and to have something on your plate. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So moving ahead, I would like to tell our audience the birth and the making of NexZ Media, everything from the scratch.
Okay. So I started in NexZ Media almost एक साल पहले. ठीक है, back in 2024. I was a college student back then, and the name initially was Social Z. Yeah, instead of NexZ, it was Social Z, and कॉलेज में स्टार्ट किया था. आई डेंट टेक इट वेरी सीरियसली बैक देन. आई वाज लाइक चलो, आई वाज डूइंग फ्रीलांसिंग, सो व्हाई डोंट आई हैव टू मोर पीपल इन द टीम एंड लेट्स बिल्ड अ होल एजेंसी. तो स्टार्टिंग में ठीक है, एक दो क्लाइंट्स आए, हमने कुछ काम भी किया. बट देन कॉलेज, देयर वाज द एंड ऑफ द कॉलेज, आई लॉस्ट सम क्लाइंट्स एज वेल. सो आई वाज वेरी डिमोटिवेटेड बैक देन, बिकॉज तुम्हारा फाइनल ईयर चल रहा है, तो कॉलेज ऑलमोस्ट ख़त्म हो चुका है. ठीक है, एंड यू गाइज विल कम टू दैट पॉइंट एज वेल व्हेन यू नो दैट अब अगर तुमने कुछ नहीं सोचा तो यू आर डूम्ड, यू डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू. सो दैट वाज माय थिंग एज वेल, बिकॉज सोशल जी में ज़्यादा अर्न नहीं कर रहा था मैं, एंड आई नो कि इफ मैं प्लेसमेंट में बैठूँ तो आई वुड बी एबल टू अर्न अ लॉट बिकॉज आई हैव गुड CV एंड ऑल. तो मैं प्लेसमेंट में भी नहीं बैठा था, मतलब आई डिड सिट, बट आई डिडंट फाइनली वेंट फॉर एनी ऑफ द कंपनी, बिकॉज इवन दो अच्छा दे रहे थे, बट इट्स नॉट लाइक बहुत ज़्यादा दे रहे थे. द इफ़ यू नो DU में इन लाइक कॉलेज लाइक दयाल सिंह, द एवरेज गोज अराउंड 4 LPA. सो इट वॉज 4 LPA 5 LPA, उससे ज़्यादा का मुझे कुछ मिल भी नहीं रहा था. तो इवन आई वॉज लाइक कि नाउ इफ आई वॉन्ट टू डू समथिंग, आई न्यू कि 9 to 5 में आई वोंट बी हैप्पी. आई डेंट गो फॉर द प्लेसमेंट. बट college end हुआ. I didn't have any client as such. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in a very bad space because college रहता है, you meet a lot of people after college. There is no one. I lost friends obviously. college के बाद friends भी कम ही हो जाते हैं. There was career anxiety as well कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना. So a lot of things happened. It was like a very bad phase for me. Like last year, I would say May, June, July, around this phase. So it was very depressing phase for me back then. And then that's how I took up the job, which I was talking about. There, I worked for around 3 months. And then after working there, I started getting client on my own. मेरे को LinkedIn पे, as you have said, YuvaYunion. So someone thought that YuvaYunion was actually a marketing agency. So they approached me, saying that, okay, do you do some youth marketing all? And I was like, yes, I do, but how do you know that? Because nobody knew it except for my friends. And मुझे तो पहले लगा कि भाई कोई स्कैम होगा, भाई मुझे क्यों ही कोई अप्रोच करेगा. I got a not very high paying client, but the budget was actually good. So I saw it and I was like, okay, this is a good opportunity. And just after that, I saw an Instagram ad which was saying that I need a social media team to handle my account. And I approached them. We had a call and I converted it right there on the call because he liked everything. He told his budget was not a lot, around 50. So I was like, okay, I'm willing to work at 15 right now because I knew ki, I can give him the quality which people at 30-40K are giving. And right now I need it. So I got both these clients, and that's how I realized ki bhai, it's time to leave. It's time to just leave what you're doing and go totally into this. So I dropped my work. I dropped my job, which I was doing, and I started this again under Social Z, and I started working with these clients. My first client was and still is my sister CA Isha Verma, who has always supported me. So even she was there on board. She was there with me even while back in Social Z, even in NexZ. So मैं उनके लिए भी काम कर ही रहा था. So these three people when they came together, I was like, okay, let's start it. And then in November, I started with NexZ Media, calling it NexZ, looking into the domains and everything, and we find that it was the right name to go for. So that's how we went from Social Z to NexZ Media, and that's how it's going as of now.
The story is so motivating. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to drop the conventional 9 to 5 and do something of your own, especially in your third year when you see other people taking up placements and you're building something of your own and you don't even know कि जो भी कर रहे हो वो successful होगा भी या नहीं. So kudos to that, and I hope everything that you're building right now works good. What were your initial capital requirements and how did you fund your business?
Starting an agency, to be honest, does not require any capital as such if you have the right team. Because I never invested in any office or such. As of now, we're still working, like work from home. All my team are working from their home itself. So there was no initial capital. The initial capital you could say is that the amount that I've spent on my upskilling, where I've learned a lot about the marketing through various courses, through YouTube and through freelancing. So that is, you can call it requirement. But if we'll talk about the basic requirement, which is there, is obviously website development, software pricing, all the software, the video editing softwares that we use, those are all paid. So there is Adobe Premiere Pro, there is Canva Premium as well. We had to pay for that as well. But all these have free alternative as well. So initially when I was through freelancing, आई वॉज यूजिंग द फ्री ऑल्टरनेटिव्स. कैनवा फ्री में यूज़ कर रहा था मैं. उसके अलावा प्रीमियर प्रो की जगह कैप कट यूज़ कर रहा था मैं. वीएन यूज़ कर रहा था ऑन माई फोन. सो ऑल दी सॉफ्टवेयर हैव alternative free option. Apart from that, you need to buy a domain website. So there also there is a minimum pricing, but I believe with like in 10K you can start a capital, and even if you do, in 10K you can start an agency, and even if you don't have 10K, you can start at zero. You just have to find the right client. फ्री में ही काम करो इनिशियली, बट एक बार तुम्हें पेड क्लाइंट मिल गया तो उसके पेमेंट से you can buy all these softwares and the website.
Okay, so this was about building the agency from scratch. Moving ahead, how do you find the right co-founder and your dream team for your agency?
All right. uh, right co-founder is actually a very important thing. All the people, no matter when you want to start an agency, even if you want to start a podcast as well, you guys need to have the right co-founder. So for having the right co-founder, what the things which in my mind was that we should be different skill wise. Like if I am good at content writing, if I'm good at content, then he or she should be good at editing, right? If I am good at approaching client, then he or she should have a creative side to build the thing which are required. So your skills should be different from each other. One thing is that. Second thing is that you should have somewhat a good bonding. If you cannot bond with each other, if you cannot be a friend, a co-founder should be your friend. I clearly say that. A lot might differ from me in this case कि नहीं तुम्हें अपना एक प्रोफेशनल बाउंड्री रखना चाहिए, बट मुझे लगता है कि को फाउंडर शुड बी अ फ्रेंड. बिकॉज इफ यूर सिटिंग विद समवन इवन फॉर 4 to 5 hours a day, यू कैन नॉट टॉक जस्ट अबाउट वर्क. तुम थोड़ा इधर उधर की बात करोगे ही. तो ऑब्वियसली अगर तुम्हारा कोई दोस्त है तो वो दैट वुड बी ग्रेट इफ दे हैव द राइट स्किल्स. अदरवाइज लुक फॉर समवन जिससे तुम्हारी वाइब्स मैच होती है एंड स्किल्स मैच ना होती है. ठीक है. In my case, my co-founder is Rishma, with whom I worked back in YuvaYunion as well, and she was the content head there. She was the reels head there. She used to make reels there. So I knew that she had the right skills, and I knew we had good bonding as well. क्योंकि उधर भी हमारी ऐसे 2-2 3-3 घंटे की मीटिंग चलती थी, तो she was there. So I knew she was the right person. So I called her up, I told her the plan, and she took a day and then she said she was in for it. So that's how found the right co-founder. And talking about right people or right team, or they say dream team. So according to me, it's a myth. You cannot have a dream team. People will come, people will go, but your business or agency should run. ठीक है, अब ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि जो 5 लोग तुम्हारे साथ स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, जो 10 लोग तुम्हारे साथ स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, वो तुम्हारे साथ हमेशा रहेंगे नहीं. दे माइट फाइंड बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटी, दे माइट सी दैट ओके दिस इज नॉट व्हाट आई वांटेड एंड देन लीव. सो ड्रीम टीम पाना तो ऐसे मेरे लिए तो इम्पॉसिबल है. आई डोंट थिंक इट इज पॉसिबल फॉर एनी फर्म आउट देयर, एनी बिजनेस आउट देयर. सो या दैट इज अ थिंग.
All right. So, could you walk us through some of the difficulties that you faced while building NexZ?
या सो व्हेन यू आर इनटू द सोशल मीडिया एजेंसी, तो तुम्हारा एक बहुत मेजर प्रॉब्लम होगा जो तुम्हें आगे मिलने वाला है, is that your aesthetic or your understanding of content will be much different from that of your client. तुम्हें कोई चीज अच्छा लग सकता है बट तुम्हारे क्लाइंट को वो चीज बहुत बुरा लगेगा. एंड तुम्हें ऐसे फिर दिल पे पत्थर रख के चेंज करना पड़ता है कि बिकॉज यू आर वर्किंग फ्रॉम देम. सो दैट इज वन ऑफ द मेजर प्रॉब्लम दैट यू आर गोना फेस इन द क्रिएटिव इंडस्ट्री, कि तुम्हारे एस्थेटिक और उसके तुम्हारे क्लाइंट के एस्थेटिक डिफरेंट हो सकते हैं. एंड अ लॉट ऑफ क्लाइंट्स आर वेरी चिल, कि उन्हें जो तुम बना के दो अगर उन्हें अच्छा लग रहा है दे अग्री, बट अ लॉट ऑफ क्लाइंट्स आर गोइंग टू बी ऐसे गेटिंग ऑन योर नर्व्स कि ये चेंज करो वो चेंज करो, ये अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, एंड एवरी कंटेंट देयर फाइंड सम फ्लॉज. So this is a major difficulty dealing with the client. And obviously pricing is also one thing. A lot of people are still not aware about the magic that social media can do, the magic that internet can do. So they believe that paying 30-40 thousand for just making reels or just making content is not worthy. So there you will have to convince them, or you lose out on them, or they want that 50K wala thing or 40K wala thing to be done in 5K. तो वैसा भी बहुत ही अजीब लगता है. आई हैव फाउंड पीपल, जब हमने पिच किया है 30 की एंड देयर कम अप विद नो आवर बजट वाज ओनली फॉर 5K. आई एम लाइक व्हाई डिड यू अप्रोच अस देन मैन, वी आर अ टीम नॉट योर इंटर्न. 5,000 तो इंटर्न को हम ही दे देते हैं यार. सो these are the problems that you will definitely find while running any marketing agency. So yeah.
I can't even agree more on the client's aesthetic will be different from your aesthetic part because that is one thing I face every single day in my internship. So I just can't tell you enough how true that is. A big high five from here. It happens with me
That's good.
every day. How do you think a social media founder or any, like not a founder of an agency, but any founder in general can leverage social media in today's time?
All right. So there are two approaches that we work. One is obviously personal branding, because nowadays it's getting very popular these days. Every founder wants to become a content creator or an influencer. So in that way, the only one thing I pitch is that more trust is equal to more sales. When people will trust the founders, when people will know ki, okay, he's the founder, they're gonna go into your product and they're gonna buy the product. A lot of founders these days are doing it. A lot of founders have built their own brand and they're selling their thing. There's one I know is Adil Khadri. He is running a perfume brand which was featured in Shark Tank, and there was another Shark Tank brand called Paradise. I'm forgetting the name of the founder, but obviously the color, the temporary colors they're selling. So even she has a very great personal branding. So these people are just two examples, but there are lakhs of example now how your personal brand can actually sell up your product. Another brand which featured in this season was that who's that YouTuber, yeah, selling gym accessories? I forgot the name. Flying Beast. Flying
Time
Beast.
based, yeah.
Yeah. So even he built his personal brand through YouTube, and he was already selling a lot even before Shark Tank. And Shark Tank ke baad to obviously he's selling hell more than that. So that's how personal branding helps you. And when it comes to social media, I do not have to explain a lot when it comes to social media to the client, because a lot of clients know about it. They know how social media helps. But the major concern which I've already shared in the previous question was they do not match it with the pricing. So that's how I tell them how quality is going to make their brand look more visible, gain them more exclusive audience. People are going to love their product more. So these are the basic thing that that's because yeah, that is how I pitch to the client about social media marketing.
All right, the last question for the day is any three key pieces of advice for undergrad students who want to start something of their own?
Okay. So three advice which I can give to the undergrad student. Let's not talk about those who want to start something, because I would say कि let's not make it fancy to start something new, because it involves a lot of efforts, a lot of money, a lot of headache to start something new. A lot of us, especially Indians, want to have a stable job on money, and even job can make you a millionaire as well in today's era by you utilizing your money in the right place, right? So it's not always about starting. अगर तुम्हें जॉब भी करना है तुम जॉब भी करो, तुम्हें जो करना है करो. तो आई एम नॉट गोना मेक दिस वेरी फैंसी कि बीइंग एन एंटरप्रेन्योर इज ग्रेट और इट्स अ वेरी लैविश लाइफस्टाइल. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. बट हाँ, इफ यू वांट टू स्टार्ट समथिंग, स्टार्ट राइट अवे. ठीक है, पहले इफ यू वांट टू स्टार्ट समथिंग, स्टार्ट राइट अवे. डू नॉट थिंक कि मैं ये पढ़ के करूंगा या सीख के करूंगा. साथ साथ सीखो. व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड फ्रीलांसिंग आई डिडंट नो अबाउट डिजिटल मार्केटिंग एट ऑल. मैंने साथ साथ सीखा. जो भी मैं काम कर रहा था, काम करने से पहले मैं 1 घंटे उसका वीडियो देख रहा हूँ, 2 घंटे वीडियो देख रहा हूँ, 1.5 2x में देख लिया, एंड सेम आई रिपीटेड इन द वर्क. एंड दैट्स हाउ आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग डिजिटल मार्केटिंग. सो साथ साथ सीखो, साथ साथ काम करो, स्टार्ट राइट अवे. And two advices for people who are not who do not want to start something of your own, which is fine. uh, One is explore as much as possible. Don't let your college life go in vain, because this is the time you won't get back. तुम लोगों से मिलो, तुम पार्टी करो, तुम मजे करो, तुम्हें जो करना है करो, बट कुछ करो. बिकॉज इन कॉलेजेस लाइक DU, अब तो DU में भी अटेंडेंस स्ट्रिक्ट हो गया है, बट व्हेन आई वाज देयर तो अटेंडेंस में स्ट्रिक्ट नहीं था. तो अ लॉट ऑफ माय फ्रेंड्स डिडंट कम टू कॉलेज बट डिडंट डू एनीथिंग एल्स एज वेल. वो कॉलेज भी नहीं गए, वो घर पे पढ़े रहते थे. घर पे या तो कोई कोर्स ले लिया तो उसके लिए पढ़ रहे, बट दे डिडंट हैव एनी कॉलेज लाइफ. आई वुड से कि हैव अ कॉलेज लाइफ. दोस्त बनाओ, इवन इफ दे आर स्नेक्स, यूज देम फॉर maybe socializing, going out, रेस्टोरेंट कैफे, यूज देम. तुम्हें पता है ये सांप है, ये तुमसे 2 साल बाद या शायद 6 महीने बाद भी बात नहीं करेंगे, फिर भी एटलीस्ट यू शुड गो आउट एंड हैव फन. ठीक है, एक्सप्लोरिंग, मीटिंग न्यू पीपल, वन थिंग इज वेरी नेसेसरी. दूसरा है कि भाई अगर कुछ नहीं कर रहे तो एटलीस्ट पढ़ाई करो. डू नॉट जस्ट पार्टी एंड वेस्ट मनी. डोंट डू दैट. The three things which I've said, yeah, start new right away, explore, party, meet new people, and पढ़ाई करो. पढ़ाई इंपॉर्टेंट है यार. देखो, इवन दो माई कोर्स वॉज नॉट दैट ग्रेट, पर I got a decent CGPA. I was able to get a job. So even in that case, if you do not want to start anything, you will get a job if you have a decent CGPA, right? So पढ़ाई भी करना important है. These three things that I wanted to uh, give to the all the people who are watching this podcast.
Great advice. Okay, that's it for today's video. We hope you liked it. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you want to learn anything new about Parth, or if you want to connect with him, we can put his LinkedIn account in the About section, in the bio section. You can connect with him personally. And that was it. Thank you so much.